Planet X TV.
You've been obviously influenced over the years by a number of surfers, especially longboarders. What's your opinion of the surfer Herbie Fletcher? Everybody has an opinion on Herbie.
Yeah, I think Herbie is a highly influential, very innovative surfer, thinker, ton of energy, just kind of exudes just energy, you know, and I really look up to that, and definitely a very memorable surfer as far as everything that he's done over the years. I'm a huge fan of Herbie Fletcher, most definitely.
So
my dad used to wrestle with him back in Huntington High.
So, yeah, not with it, I mean, the same team.
Herbie was a small set fellow. My dad was very large. So they didn't actually get to wrestle together because of the weight classes, but
Scrappy individuals, though.
Indeed.
I wouldn't want to wrestle Herbie Fletcher.
No, or my dad.
Or your dad. Good point.
Only here on Planet X.
Come to interview,
I got
come to interview yourself.
Hey, Bob. This is my friend Bob over here.
Good. Wait, that's Bob or I'm Bob?
You're Bob.
And you're Herbie.
I'm Herbie.
And this is PT.
And we got PT. And we're here all together hanging out,
And we're
doing
here to
the thing.
Put Herbie's hands and feet in the cement. That's what we're doing. We're putting his hands and feet in the
Oh,
cement.
Herbie in the cement? Oh, no.
We're still here. All those guys, they're putting me in cement.
So I was,
Hey, now what?
I was with
My
Nathan.
hands and feet, huh?
Yeah, I was with Nathan
Off
the
the
other
end
night.
of the pier with Herb, huh?
I was with Nathan the other night.
Yeah.
And we were betting on what you're going to ride in the cement.
What am I going to ride? What event?
Right. You got to ride.
Right.
You got to ride an inscription.
Oh, I was talking about PT. And,
No. Nathan and I got bets
he
on
was
what's
doing the
gonna-
laybacks and
Hey, remember the U.S. Open about 8 years ago when you rode a left out there that looked like G-Land?
oh yeah,
For like 500 yards.
that
all the way
was that
through
was
the
a good
pier.
left, huh?
Nobody else caught a wave, and you're
That
like,
was
how
there.
did you do that?
Huntington Beach. I grew up right there.
Right over the over
was
there on the
impressive.
north side.
I grew up on the north side and the south side. Whatever side was the best.
Yeah, kiddie bowl right here.
And South Swells, when it was big, you know, you'd see a couple guys down by Station 3 riding waves.
Yeah.
But the north side was like a little Velzy land or
Yeah.
something.
Kiddie ball, shore break.
And then it would all come together under the pier.
Pretty
So
fun.
congratulations, Herb, on getting inducted today. That's
Well, thank
unreal,
you,
mate.
PT.
That's unreal.
We're still here doing it.
Still doing
Well
it.
deserved, Herbie. You're the ultimate Grom.
Isn't it great?
He's still outgromming us, right, Earls? He's outgromming us.
This week on Planet X, we feature surfing legend Herbie Fletcher, the founder of Astrodeck, one of the top surf product companies. Herbie also pioneered the use of jet skis in the surf lineup and revolutionized the sport of longboard surfing. And now he's in the Surfing Walk of Fame, right here in Huntington Beach, California, on Planet X.
Planet X TV.
What's your impression of one of the guys that kind of brought the longboard movement back into vogue after doing a lot of different things is Herbie Fletcher. What's your impression of Herbie?
Oh my gosh, he's a crazy guy. I love Herbie. Yeah, he was doing things that were so innovative back then with the long ass tail slides, nose rides, and you name it. And then the Paskowitzes and myself came out and started trying to do the complete that tail slide around. We accomplished that back in probably the early 80s, I think, with the nose ride helicopters. And Donald used to say, you know, tricks are for kids. You know, and he's giving me a hard time about that. I go, why? Because you can't do them?
Well, it's like Curran said. He goes, yeah, this is for my aerials. And then he just laughed. Yeah. But, yeah, tricks are for kids because you can't, yeah, always.
Hi, I'm Herbie Fletcher, and I'm here at the HSS where I'm getting honored today, the Hall of Fame. I'm so excited. All my friends are here, everybody I grew up with, and all the newcomers. But let's walk through HSS and check it out here. It's got all the stuff from Hurley to Hurley clothes to Ruka, to surfboards and all the traction. The Astrodeck. Walk this way to the surfboard area. You can check them all out. Sandals galore. So check out all these surfboards. You want to put on the best traction pad because it's the last place a shaper shapes a surfboard. And that's me. I've designed the tail patch so you get a kick, so your foot stops and you get more pressure off it so you can turn. And all the grooves in it give you extra traction. Like my dirty sandal here. You see, it has traction, so it feels like I'm surfing all day. But it's really great in the water on boat trips and stuff. And we have the Astrodeck over here. This is the tail patch. And what I wanted to show you was the 45 to vert angle, so those grip your foot so you can do radical maneuvers. And it also cushions and protects your board. But what's really important is to get your toes down inside this. And most decks, you ride on top of it. But Astrodeck, you ride in it. And that's a lot of difference. Growing up here in Huntington was a lot of fun. And today is a special day here at HSS to be honored in the Hall of Fame and to hang out with all my old friends. And I knew all of them. And I've known them all along, all the young ones, and I'm still hanging out here. What else do we want to talk about? The ocean. Let's clean up the pollution. Get out there and take your trash home, throw your plastic in the trash so we can recycle it and make Astrodeck out of it. So we live in the day of plastic and oil. And it makes a lot of beautiful things. Our surfboards and our cars. Everything we do has something to do with plastic. But your plastic water bottles, we need to recycle so we can make other things out of them. So please pack your plastic bags, your plastic bottles out because it's really becoming a concern. Washing out through the rivers and through the streets and everything into the ocean. And now we have this giant island of plastic that we need to clean up. Just think of how many things can get made out of it. We do the Wave Warriors movies, and we do the Wave Warriors in Hawaii at Pipeline and all over the North Shore. And I've been doing it for, I don't even know how long, 40 years, 35 years, a long time, since 1983. So here we are, and I'm glad to be here with all the Wave Warriors.
So Herb Fletcher is somebody whose name comes up from time to time, and he's done a lot with the surf world and with, just being in the right place at the right time, I guess. Probably a beneficiary of that.
Well, Herbie started with the first things that weren't wax for decks, and has been experimenting with those forever. But he also has been an incredible competitor, longboarder, and he was the first guy to ride Pipeline on a jet ski. So, you've got a lot of different firsts with Herbie.
This is Jim Kempton. Thank you, Jim.
Planet X TV. Planet X TV.
Brian Terhorst here with the Revolt Summer Surf Series, our 12th annual peer-to-peer pro-am. This is the first stop for this summer. We've got competitors from all over the planet showing up and blowing up. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of people showing up for these events. The stakes are high. Been a great host to our events. They really get behind our events. We've been not only producing our events, the Revolt Summer Surf Series, but we've also been producing a number of charity events. We run the Hodads and AWOL OB Pier Surf Classic in February every year, and we've been doing that and giving back to the community.
Fruit falls from a tree close to which it stands. Bottle rolls over cotton candy sand. Taking our time as the tide rolls in. Kiss the tip and nail and hold it in. Oh, she floats to the sky. She's a bird, her soaring wings are open wide. In this moment, she realized. 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 She realized.
moving.
Stevie.
How long you been friends with those guys?
Couple months.
They're really cool. They're so cute. You're like at the age before guys become dicks.
You think you're pretty cool.
You good?
Your ghetto ass friends. You're just a little kid.
You alright? A lot of the time, we feel like our lives are the worst, but I think if you looked in anybody else's closet, you wouldn't trade your shit for their shit. So let's go.
That's why we ride a piece of wood, what that does to somebody's spirit.
So cool.
Yo, Stevie is insane.
We'll be back for more of our Herbie Fletcher special right after these messages.
So if I mention the name Herbie Fletcher, what do you think of?
The Super Surfer. I mean, amazing. And he was just, I first saw him riding in Laguna. And it was just, he could do anything on a surfboard. And great surfer, yeah. And very creative guy, and is doing real well with his products, and done well.
Planet X TV. But Herbie Fletcher's been around for a long time. A lot of firsts. You've been to the North Shore. You've probably been in a lot of.
With him, yeah, many times.
Do you have any Herbie stories that you can share with us?
I watched Herbie when he was taking his jet ski out a pipe, and everybody's like, "What is this crazy person doing?" He and Pat O'Neill used to do this. They would just show up with the jet ski, and nobody was like, "What the heck are you doing?" And they would ride and race these waves. So they would take off and race in front of it all the way to the beach. Because they were bigger and they were cavitating, and they were not the jet skis of today, but they were crazy. That's my stories. I just loved watching Herbie. Still do. He's a crazy man. Yeah.
Herbie is a legend, a great surfer, and he's done so much for the sport of surfing and the surf industry that we're honored to have Herbie here today.
This is my friend Aaron. He started HSS down on 17th Street. And he's worked his ass off and still going, man.
Yeah.
We're all going together. I started at Astrodeck, and I used to deliver boxes to him.
Yeah.
And it was hardcore shops like HSS that kept everything going and keeping people surfing and what they're doing today. This is my friend Brett Simpson, who's getting honored with me, and I'm so stoked to have him and Ben Ipa here. Really means a lot, all of us.
These two guys should have been in a long time ago, but they're so iconic. I'm honored to be here with them today and stoked.
You just got to keep going, hanging in there. Ben Ipa was the man when I was a kid, and I surfed a lot with him at Sunset and Laniakea. We had good times, and he always took care of everybody. He was the nicest guy.
So much knowledge between Ben and Herbie. Priceless. It's beyond, like, for how many years they've been doing this and evolving surfing in general is just mind-boggling. And like I said, I'm honored to be here today with you.
All right. Hey, between Ben and I, we probably have 125 years of surfing, at least.
At least. And imagine how many waves that is.
Lots of waves.
Epic.
Comes Ben Ipa.
Hey, good seeing you.
Great to see you. And here we are, all these years later. We're getting honored together.
Why? Why
because we hung in there and we worked. We made surfboards and traction pads and did it all. How many surfboards did you make?
I can't remember.
Yeah, we can't count that high.
In my surfing time was all fun.
Fun, huh? We had fun.
That's how I look at it, was all fun.
All I ever remember is your smile every time. You always had the smile going on, making everybody happy.
But you didn't know what was under the smile.
Well, it always felt good to me. It was always nice and loving.
Good, good.
Yeah, you were always loving. So Ben and I told somebody else this before, we probably have 125 years surfing together.
This is kind of an off-the-wall question, but what's your impression of Herbie Fletcher?
Herbie's, I think, a great guy. You know, he was the guy that sort of repopularized the longboard movement. And yes, very interesting. And he has his own style. And I remember Herbie's statement back in the 70s was, the thrill is back.
It never left, buddy. Thank you. Sean Thompson.
Planet X TV.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.